Hey guys, what's up? Dingo Crikey here with another figure review. This time we'll be looking at Transformers Classics Voyager Class Ultra Magnus, a figure that was originally released in February of 2007. He was not released in any of the line's official waves, but was instead released as a Target exclusive in a 2-pack called The Battle for Autobot City. He shared the pack with Deluxe class Skywarp, and the pack could be purchased for the total of $19.99 at time of release. I will be showing Skywarp in this video for comparison purposes, however, the review is only going to be of the Ultra Magnus figure. So with those disclaimers aside, let's get right to the review. And you should know, if you own the Classics Optimus Prime Voyager class figure, this is the exact same thing. No retooling, no remolding. The only differences are, of course, in the color scheme. There's the front, side, other side, back, bottom, and the top. As far as colors go, obviously we have a whole lot of white, and this sort of denim blue. We do have some darker blue on these painted areas. We have some silver with these streaks running down there, a load of silver on the front, little bits of yellow here, just tidbits on the lights right here, some black on the smokestacks, and then we do have the wheels painted two separate colors. We have the black plastic for the tires, and then the actual wheel is painted a bronze color. Other than that, we do also have this translucent or transparent, whatever way you look at it, blue for the windows of the truck. Guess we can get into details from there. As you can see, inside the cab section we have some seats, which is pretty nice. Obviously this front has some nice detailing as well. They gave him smokestacks, wind vane on top, and even some details like here, like these little lights. It's just cool touches. Also, looking at this front again real quick, you can see that these are like individual ridges in there. You know, you can actually feel with your finger now that's basically not just a flat surface. And same here, we have this little mesh detail. I should mention that this wind vane up here and these smokestacks are removable accessories. We'll be looking more at those in robot mode. As in vehicle mode, they're meant to be placed on as they are right here. The vehicle itself not only has a stable feel, meaning it's not just going to come out of place or wobble, but it feels very solid and sturdy, which is something you don't always get. A lot of the 2015 Transformers kind of have a hollow feel, so it's definitely appreciated, especially in retrospect. If you don't like that kind of hollow feel, you'll probably find this guy pretty pleasing. The only area that's really loose on my figure is up here where the wind vane is connected. But we'll discuss that more once we get him into robot mode. As far as additional features, he has this rub sign, and I guess because of the heat of the lamp, it's already showing the Autobot symbol, but usually you're supposed to rub that and it will reveal it, which is pretty cool. Nice throwback to the Generation 1 figures. And he also has a pretty good roll feature. As far as negatives in this mode, personally there aren't many that I could think of. Some people may find these cracks here look a little bit obnoxious, but I think most of us kind of just accept that we're going to have a little bit of cracking with Transformers vehicles unless we want a lot of shell formers. We also have these feet that stick out of the back of the truck. Other than that, some people may find he's a little bit small for a Voyager class figure. I would argue that it isn't that much of a problem, and if anything, it's made up for by just how hardy the figure is. And here we have Ultra Magnus in his vehicle mode compared to Skywarp in his jet mode. And here we have him with Combiner Wars Voyager class Battle Core Optimus, Deluxe class Air Raid, and Deluxe class Mirage. Lastly, sort of a random assortment, Universe 2.0 Ironhide, Universe Sideburn, and Combiner Hunters RC. And here he is with Classics Voyager class Optimus Prime. Give you guys a few angles here so you can get a full idea of how different they look. So to transform this guy, first we want to remove the accessories, starting with the smokestacks. They're real easy, just kind of pull them off like that. Push them to the side for now. Then the wind vane. There, pop it out. Now we want to start by taking these flaps here and just folding them into what is going to become the rest of the legs. Next you want to bring the legs down, just like so. Flip the feet out. And now we can work on the upper body. First thing you're going to want to do is take both of these pieces here and just pull them out of place and pull them back. Bring the shoulders forward, and what you want to do here is just make sure you push the arms back like this. Don't just try to move them out of place just yet, because you may risk scratching the shoulders or the arms. Now that we have the arms like that, just put them up that way, and now we can work on the waist. First thing you want to do is pop the head out here, and you could turn it around now if you want. This kibble right here, flip it up. There you have it. So now we can rotate the waist. Here we go. Make sure that's pushed down. And you do want to take this piece that the wheels are connected to and just push it up like that to get it out of the way. Now we're almost there. Just take the shoulders, bring them down, bring the arms down, bring the hands down, and then you want to take these large flaps and to just fold them forward, fold them again, and rotate them up like that. Same goes for the other arm. And there you go. We have Ultra Magnus in robot mode. And I'll give you guys a close-up of the figure. Real quick scroll. There's a look at the head sculpt. As you can see, he does have a light piping in the eyes. I'll give you guys a look at the front, side, other side, back, bottom, top, and there you have him. As far as the colors go, they're pretty much the same as they were in vehicle mode, just a little bit of a different distribution. White is his primary color, then he has this denim blue. He does have this other blue on him too, which may look the same on camera, but in case you're concerned, it is a slightly darker shade, so it doesn't really bother me, but it is a little bit of a different shade. Then also translucent blue. Now these pieces, if you didn't notice, are they're entirely translucent, and these parts are just all this white is just painted on. He also has tidbits of yellow, a little bit more black in this mode, some silver right here, then also on the back, and he has the red on the Autobot symbols, which is pretty cool. As far as detailing goes, you can see this guy has a pretty average amount. Personally, I really like the way it's done. Now, not all of his details are colored. His body is pretty well painted, but as you can see, these arms are pretty barren. Some people may like that they didn't paint this part of the arm, as it did tend to chip on the original Optimus figure, which I can actually show right here. Maybe that's a little bit of playware, but I think that was a recurring problem with the figure as well. Also, outside of the Autobot symbols, the shoulders are just plain white. And we do have these knee guards as well that are just plain old blue instead of having any paint in there. I should probably mention that some people flip these up in robot mode. I think most people actually do. Personally, I prefer them left down because, well, one thing, it makes posing look a little bit awkward when they're flipped up, but also because they have no paint on them, it just makes him look a little bit bare. So you can do whatever you want there, but for this review, we're going to have them flipped down. As far as kibble goes, he does have these flaps on the sides of the legs. Backpack kibble may get in the way of articulation a little bit. The most prominent kibble is, of course, these flaps on the side of the arms, because you really can't lock them into place. And they're obviously pretty big and clunky. I mean, there's not a whole lot you can do with them. So, looking at the articulation, the legs can go all the way forward and almost all the way backward, prohibited a little bit by the way the waist is built there. Can go all the way out like that. And they also have a swivel up here, which allows for a full range of motion. The knees can bend a little bit more than a 90-degree angle, which actually goes a far way in posing, in my opinion. Have a swivel here for the knee as well. And the feet, I guess you could consider that articulation. As for the shoulders, can go all the way around. The upper arms also have a swivel. You can bend at the elbow, you have a click joint there. Goes all the way back and all the way forward. Also, the upper arm can go out, and no wrist swivel. The head can move all of the way around. His head isn't on a ball joint, but because of the transformation, you can get a little bit of up and down motion, which is pretty cool. As far as I know, there are no ball joints used in the articulation of this figure. It's all on hinges and swivels, if I'm getting the name for those terms right, but I think you guys know what I mean. As far as gimmicks or additional features, the only thing he really has in robot mode is this rub sign, which works the same way it does in vehicle mode, in which case we'll be looking at his accessories, which are the smokestacks and the wind vane, both of which can transform into projectiles for the robot mode. And first we'll be looking at the smokestacks. So to transform these, all you want to do is first get your fingernail right in there, and hopefully you can pop this out just like that. There you go. And then take these two pieces, they'll fold out really nicely, and fold the gun together. And there you have a blaster for Ultra Magnus. Take this peg and plug it into the hole. Next, for the wind vane, just take these two massive pieces on the side, bend them apart, take this longer piece in the front here, and just pop out the muzzle of the gun, take the peg, and plug it into his other hand. And now you have Ultra Magnus armed with two projectiles. There is also a storage function for both of these weapons, so let's get the weapons out of his hands. And basically it just requires us transforming the weapons back into their vehicle mode forms. And once you've done that, you just take both pieces, and there are these little holes down here on the wind vane, and these little pegs right here on the smokestacks. Just make sure you get them both plugged in, and it can be a little bit annoying, but there we go. And now you just want to rotate the figure, and see that little hole there? Just plug the peg in the wind vane right into place. And you might have a little bit of a problem with the smokestacks coming off, but you just kind of mess around with it and get these back pieces adjusted. And there you have it. Personally, I think this looks really good from the front. The only problem is it may make him look a little bit back heavy. No significant problems with the function as storage. Now there is supposed to be another function in this mode, and that is sort of an over-the-shoulder cannons. Now ideally the function is supposed to work just like I have it on Optimus right here, but on Ultra Magnus you can see, unless you manage to rest it on the head, it has a tendency to fall down, as this piece here is very, very loose on my figure. You can get it into place, but unless you get it just right, it's going to have the tendency to fall a lot. I honestly don't know if that's just a problem with my personal mold, or it's a problem with the mold in general. I haven't heard other people discuss this, but I would keep an eye out for it if you're thinking of buying this figure. Here we have him with Deluxe Class Skywarp. Here we have a size comparison with Combiner Wars Voyager Class Battlecore Optimus Prime and Deluxe Class Prowl. And here we have him with Generations Blur and Thrilling 30 RC. Okay, so my final thoughts. Personally, this is one of my all-time favorite Transformers molds, and I honestly think I like Ultra Magnus better than Optimus, but looking at the figure itself, I tried to be objective in this review, but I really don't think there's a whole lot wrong with it. It's mainly the arm kibble, and if you're a G1 perfectionist, maybe you find some problems with the wind vane in vehicle mode and things like that, but honestly, I don't think the figure has many problems. It's a lot of fun to mess with in both modes. It has a nice transformation, not too complex or not too simple, and all around it's just really cool looking. So personally, I do really enjoy this figure. If it were still available at its retail price, I would recommend it to virtually anyone who is interested in buying Transformers, especially considering the 2-pack was a $30 value priced at only $19.99. However, the price of this figure has risen exponentially since then. To buy the figure new in box will most likely run you upwards of $90 on eBay, and even buying a used figure alone, if you want it in good condition with its accessories, it still may run you over $60. I was fortunate enough to have a friend sell the figure to me for a much cheaper price. If you're a fan of the Classics line in general, or just the Ultra Magnus character, I would definitely recommend buying this guy despite the steep price. Maybe just save up some extra money, because not only is he a quality figure, unless by watching the review you determined he wasn't. But also, he is also the sole modern release of an unarmored Ultra Magnus that we've gotten, at least that has been to scale. Though, if you save up that much money, maybe you would just consider buying the Henkei version. I'm not going to get in that debate, though. Even if you're a casual collector, if you have some extra money on hand, maybe some birthday money, something like that, I still would recommend this figure if you're interested in just having some really quality ones. In my opinion, as I hope I demonstrated in this review, he really is an example of what Hasbro can produce when they are at their best, and I don't think you would be disappointed with the figure if you like what you see here. If for whatever reason you just don't like the looks of it, I probably wouldn't recommend buying it, though it is a lot of fun when you get it in hand. Anyways, thanks for watching this review, and I really hope that you guys enjoyed it. If you did, then you guys can check out some of the other Transformers figure reviews on my channel, and keep up with my YouTube channel for more regular figure reviews. We've got the Titans Return line figures on the horizon, and I want to try to review all of those figures, so you can keep an eye out for those. If you guys enjoyed the review, you can let me know in the comment section below. If you have some critiques or things you would like to see in future reviews, then please let me know. As long as you're respectful to me and the other commenters, it's really appreciated. Anyways, that's all I have to say for now. Stay tuned and have a good one, guys. I'll see you soon.